Ladies and gentlemen, got back from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. Washington, D.C. I think they got something they want to say.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Kerstyn, the worldwide moderator. No. These are just never good. They're just never any good. Oh my God.
He's working on it, folks.
Yes, I'm still working. All right. And we've got our lovely guest co-host who's back in the building. Norah Yahya, what up?
What's up, the liberal lobbyist?
There you go. Hey. And we have my other esteemed co-host.
Hello. Everybody's favorite conservative in New York, Christopher Wright. I want the excitement for my little introduction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
And this guy over here.
No. I was just posting our videos on Instagram. Excuse me. And we are the Politricks Podcast. Today we are on episode 27.
Hey, 27, man.
That's it. All right. And it's like a special holiday episode. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get this episode done so I can get back to cooking, because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Agreed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks to everyone listening and sharing the podcast and leaving comments. Please continue to share with your friends and family. Follow us on Politricks Podcast on Instagram and on Twitter. We're Politricks Pod on Twitter. I'm sorry, I just said that really fast. So we're Politricks Podcast on Instagram, and find us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube now, click like, leave a comment, hit subscribe. We are on all platforms. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Soundcloud, iHeart, Anchor. There's no reason why you're not listening to us. Like, we're everywhere.
In other words.
Yes. And today we have an awesome, we have to first, welcome back Norah to the show.
Hi.
And then we also have a special guest, my best friend, my partner in crime, literally, and NYC's top DJ, and future filmmaker, DJ Juss. Welcome, Juss.
Thank you guys for having me. What up?
DJ Jazzy Juss.
Juss from Justin.
DJ Juss, man.
Yeah. So Justin is here. Justin is a long time New York club DJ. He's traveled all over the world. He's modeled. He was a model for a very long time as well. What else he's like a jack of all trades. He actually, for fun fact, he also did our intro. A lot of people always say, "Oh, I love your intro." That was Juss. He made that beat for us.
Nice.
Yeah, a lady. So we definitely love. We've been trying to get him up here for a while, so we're happy we finally made him.
Yeah, this is perfect time.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksvegan, man. So thank you for coming. We definitely are excited. Juss is here because he last year became a plant-based vegan, and when he made the transition, I was one of the people that kind of was, I hate to say it, I was one of those friends that were like, what? I don't get it. We're not gonna go out to dinner and like binge, like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like, this is my buddy that we used to go like we ate
everywhere.
Yeah. So now it's
Everybody
like
has that buddy.
he's not anymore. Like, he's got, he does, but not that.
He's not my buddy no more.
No, he is, but he just doesn't eat that kind of. He's not that lifestyle. But honestly, he looks great. He's literally, his lifestyle has changed, and he's a lot healthier for it. So I wanted to bring him on today because I wanted to talk about why people should start thinking about it. Even if it's just having it once, having a vegan meal once every day, or once, one meal, or even once a month or something.
Once a week. Yeah.
But just understanding it, because people still don't understand it. And because we talk to people of color, we really want we want to, I guess, give the information to our community. So first, I want to ask you guys all how your week was. I know tomorrow's a big day for everybody. So let's get into those things. How was
My week was very busy. I had a lot of shows over the weekend. Ooh. And now preparing for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. So.
Are you doing it at your house, or?
Yes.
Do you have family coming?
I don't. My mom is with me and my fiance, so that'll be it. It's just us, man.
Not your fiance's family is not coming?
No, we go to his family for Christmas.
Where do they live?
They're in the South Bronx. They just lazy.
Girl.
So, bro.
Girl.
Maybe they'll come.
You call them so, bro.
So bro.
Oh, no.
So bro.
Don't do that.
So bro. And you're from You live in Bed-Stuy.
I live in Bed-Stuy,
You live in
yeah.
Bed-Stuy. But you're DC.
DC
Your mom
through and through.
moved here?
Yes. Yeah, she lives with us now.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah,
dope.
it
Oh, she's a
is.
New Yorker now.
Yeah.
Oh, dope. You guys all left.
She cooks
That was
for
the
us.
Sobro thing. That South Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
That's that that's those real real estate names. When
Do
they
not let him hear that. He will die.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's like, yeah. Oh my God, like because he's South Bronx. He would
Through
never.
and through. Yeah.
Oh man, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's so bro. So what are you doing,
So, bro.
Chris? What's
Oh
your,
man.
What do you do for Thanksgiving?
Now I got a couple. I'm going to stay local. I usually go down to Georgia to see the fam. You know, I got my family's from Georgia. Shout out to the family down there. They barely talk to me because of Trump, but I still love y'all. Much love for y'all. But that's not the reason I'm not going down there, because I'll still go down there and troll them. You know.
Oh my God, how do you troll your own family?
It's love,
Your
though.
favorite pastime.
But they know. Like I said, I was trolling before that was a word, man.
Right.
So people know me. Like, and that's what I do. You know. So it's all love. But I'm not going that because of that reason. It's just I want to stay local this year. So I got a friend. He's in. What's that? Southern Brooklyn down there. He's telling me to come out with his family, and he's got Italian family, so they throw down.
Okay, yeah, like good lasagna.
Yeah. I went down there for a holiday last year. I was stuffed. So
You're not gonna spend time with your sister?
nah. I mean, I see her enough. You know, she's a couple blocks away. So if I, not this year. But,
Not this year. All right.
She doesn't be throwing down like that either. So much love to you too, my sister. But
Gotta be strategic.
So how about you, Juss? What's your Thanksgiving plans?
Well, tonight I have my
Oh yeah, tell everybody about tonight. What you're doing tonight?
Yeah, tonight is my party.
Yeah.
Liftoff. It's my
Okay.
third one.
Okay, what is Liftoff?
It's a party revolving around music, hip hop, new hip hop, Afro beats, reggaeton, more of like a worldly feel. I got the inspiration from Dubai. When I was out there for like 3 weeks, and I was going out every night, and I was just noticing like the music was so different. You know, I felt like I was in the future. And then I come back here and they're still playing like Joanna. You know what I mean? Like
Joanna. Joanna.
Exactly.
We are late, honey.
Super.
Late.
Even Burna Boy, yeah. It's like late.
It is late though. That's
It's off
true.
his like
Yeah.
other like mixes.
He got a
so,
whole nother album. Right?
yeah.
Okay.
So, but you know
All
that
right, I'm late.
the whole so that's what it's about. You know that style of genres is being taken place in London, Paris, Africa.
And even the reggaeton, and
Toronto, you know that.
you're Puerto Rican as well. You're
Yeah.
half Puerto Rican, so you also wanted to bring in like culture, like bring back culture in New
just
York.
to bring like in that downtown scene and a lot of the people that I won't get into this too much, but a lot of the people that that live in Dykeman or live in Brooklyn or live in Queens, sometimes they want to party in the city.
Yeah.
You know, they want a change of scenery, but when they get there, they don't hear the same music
That's
that they would
facts.
hear. You know,
That's
so they're like, oh
facts.
They can't
gosh,
even
all
get
right,
into the
we're going
club.
back, or they
Yeah.
can't even get in. You know, so
but your party, first of all, his party, if you guys look at the pictures of his parties, it's only gorgeous girls. So he has a bunch of gorgeous women, and it's
it's a good little mix in there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have Ray
from the photo-
Holiday for this one. For tonight. yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
but-
just let me get your card when we're done.
come
You
through
need to
tonight.
get some
Come-
fives.
Yeah.
He's
It's
got
about
all
equity.
these. I'm just like, dude, like, are you letting everybody into your parties? Because that's the thing about New York club scene. New York club scene became a lot. It became a lot like Hollywood club scene.
Yeah.
Like we used to be heavy in the clubs when I first 10 years ago. I was like club promoter, table hosting, having parties, like Pink Elephant.
Oh, that's so funny. I used to work the
What?
door at the parties. Hey.
What? Which one?
All the different promoters would hire me.
Girl.
wow.
I was the mean girl, like $20.
Yes.
Your name ain't on the list.
You were that girl?
Oh my god.
I'll be mad at them
Three
girls.
Kings.
man,
Shout out
man,
to Three
come on,
Kings.
man.
Three Kings.
Shout
Yes.
out to One Level,
Yeah.
T&E, all my boys.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a small world.
Yeah,
That's the New York
it's
club
gonna-
life is a small world, but. What I appreciate is that you're bringing like the culture. You're trying to bring the culture back into the New York nights because that's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Before the
Yeah.
bottle parties became so big.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Then tomorrow, I'm gonna be hosting at my house. My mom is coming over for the first time. We're doing not a fully vegan Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But
You're gonna have a lot of vegan.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's gonna be
Be the
a
base.
majority.
yeah, it's I got a year in of like getting my recipes down packed, so I'm excited to display them. Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope. All right. Well, I'm just going to be having a regular traditional Thanksgiving. I'm going to go to my mom's house, and my uncle and his kids and his wife are coming, and my fiance and his mom and sister are coming. So it's going to be kind of a packed house. We're going to be, eating. You know, my fiance is Dominican, so we're gonna have like his mom doesn't speak English, but she is like a beast when it comes to cooking. So she brings her like pastelitos.
Yeah.
She brings like the rice, like she can throw down, and she has like those what are those, empanadas and stuff.
Yeah,
man, I live for those. So she really is, she kills it. I mean, unfortunately, because I don't speak Spanish, I can't really like get the recipes.
You just be smiling.
I think I'm gonna say all.
My fiance always tells me that. Like, why you don't learn from my mom? My fiance like, why don't you learn from my mom? I'm like, how? Like, I don't speak English.
No, I would say it's no mas. That's all I say. I'm good.
No more, right? No more. So it's gonna be fun. So I'm excited for Thanksgiving. But hopefully, maybe after today's episode, I might get some recipes. Maybe we'll add something. I don't know.
I gotcha.
Okay. So let's get into it. All right, you guys ready to politic?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So the first topic, according to News One, there's a term called food desert. It's commonly used to describe communities with little to no access to healthy food, including fresh fruit, vegetables, meats, and dairy products. Millions of Americans, mostly poor, many African Americans, live in these areas. In fact, the United States Department of Agriculture reports that about 23.5 million Americans currently live in food deserts, including 6.5 million children. Typically, food deserts are defined by the absence of large grocery stores and supermarkets that sell fresh produce and healthy food options, and then low-income populations living in tight budgets. These food deserts are also signified by high levels of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases in the community, which result from residents buying their food from corner stores, the bodega, that sell processed foods and plentiful fast food options. Places like New Orleans, Memphis, Chicago, New York City, Minneapolis, Camden, New Jersey, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Detroit are all like cities that have a lot of food deserts. How do you guys think that people of color who can thrive that live in these communities?
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for me, I grew up in the projects, and our neighborhood, and even like back in the day before they put like Sephora and Starbucks over there.
It's cute now.
Yeah, but before, I really wouldn't eat on that side. I would eat on like more upper.
By my side?
No, like 104, 105.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
I call it the dark area.
Okay.
And from Monday's dinner would be the corner store, a sandwich, chips, drink. That'll be normal. Like, I'm young, I don't know any better. Tuesday will be chicken wings and French fries. Wednesday will be Spanish food. Thursday maybe my mom will cook, but she'll make chicken cutlets and fried in Wesson oil and macaroni and cheese Kraft box, and so what I mean. The list just goes on. But to answer your question, I think a way to get out of that, and for me the way I got out of it, and I thank my mom, because she would order like from Pearls, the fancy Chinese restaurant.
That we always used to order from there.
And she'll get like shrimp toast. I'm like, wait, shrimp toast ain't in the hood restaurant menu, and then like cold sesame noodles, or like just things
she
like
experimented.
That. Exactly.
She experimented. And even though she was from the hood, she didn't let it like
not at all. And she would make Italian. She'll make Mexican one night. So I learned from her, and then obviously you meet friends, you get a girlfriend, they might eat something, ramen. You just get introduced, you have your boy, put you on to some healthy stuff. So I feel like that's one way to get out of it. And then a person like myself and people that are educated on it, come back to the hood and educate the kids that don't know. If you found that light, come back and show them, whether they grasp it or not. At least you
lead by example.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, we gotta stop feeding our kids chips for
but
breakfast.
it's crazy because
It's wild.
It's to the point where it's like you're reading labels, you know, you need your glasses for a lot of these things. Like, baby, passing my glasses. You're reading a box of cereal. It's like, whoa, like what? Like, what is this? And you Google it, and it's like, whoa, you know, it gets pretty deep. And that, I know we don't really have a lot of time, but yeah, that to answer you.
I think you said something that was interesting. You just said something.
That we just have to stop feeding our kids chips for breakfast. I see it on the subway like every morning.
Yeah. Right. But that's okay. So that's the thing. These are probably people who live in food deserts that they don't have a proper, yogurt or, fruits. They don't have a grocery store to pick up. So for them, it's like I have to put something in this my kid's stomach.
Some of it is cultural though, right? Because like I know the bodega has a banana or real talk. They got those dry apples on the side. Like,
So give your kid that.
Get that instead of what is comfortable, right? But I think like culturally, it's just in the hood, it's just not something that we grew up with. So you don't think, your instinct isn't to get the one piece of fruit in the bodega, right? Your instinct is to get what you grew up on or what your kid likes or
it's
what's going to be easy,
That's for sure.
It's for the gentrifier.
Yes.
You touch it, it's plastic. All these fake bananas y'all got in this belly.
They look at me crazy when I get a banana. They're like, really? You want? Okay.
Yeah.
I also think that, I respect what Juss was saying about his mom and how she was able to do that, but not everybody has that life.
Yeah.
Like you guys, like Juss grew up right across, like literally across the street from me, right? But it's almost like two different worlds, right?
Across the railroad track kind of thing.
Almost like, and we're literally right across the street from each other. In my building, like I'm like the only black person. It's only white people and Jewish. Like actually, my neighbor next door is on the Housewives of New York. Like that's what I grew up in, and we grew up eating like pearls and eating like healthy food and also eating like African food and also eating Indian food and also eating like just experimenting. So for me, it's like I got to experience this at an early age. I didn't have soul food when I grew up. That wasn't something I grew up on. I can count maybe 3 times in my life that I've had soul food. That's not the food. Huh?
You're north.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's not my people. My parents aren't from. I know you. They're not from African. They're not African Americans.
But
they're not.
But
my dad is African. My dad is from Ivory Coast, and my mom is Haitian and German. So I don't. We only had like Caribbean and African foods and Indian and Chinese, like, but Italian, and we also experimented on life. So. For me, that's the exception, right? But and you had an exception because also your proximity to, like, it's not like you lived your project wasn't like a real, like, I'm not trying to make you not seem like, like tough, but it was like you live in Upper West Side. You know what I mean?
But they put supermarkets like Bravo
across the street from me. So it makes it's weird.
They
now when you think about that,
everything there for you, so you don't really
want to
leave and walk away. And you know what I mean?
The Chinese store is this.
Everything is there.
Right. You're right. I never even thought about that until you made that. Because I would never go to that supermarket ever. Like I only went to like D'Agostino's and like, like Food Town or whatever it's called, or now Whole Foods. But that's because that's what's our proximity.
Yeah. And you got to think about what the majority of the people in the projects are people of color and Spanish people, and Bravo, they sell a lot of Spanish products like Goya and stuff. Like, you're not gonna get that at D'Agostino. You might get but there's certain things that these supermarkets have, so it keeps everyone just there. Confined. You know what I mean? So they will never know. Like Sasong has Red 10. Red 10, like, you know what Red 10 is? It's a dye that they put into it. Even pickles, they have Yellow 40. It's like, what?
So we're just eating deadly food.
It's like I said, it's for another conversation, but at the end of the day, it's money. It's evil. It's an evil person behind all of this. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
it's money.
Even like and I was even eating meat. That too. I would say the best way to go about that is if Johnny's Chicken Farm. And Johnny's Chicken Farm has a 10th generation chicken that that they've been feeding that chicken the best of the best of the best of the best, and that it's on that farm. They breed it. You know what I mean?
Local.
You want to enjoy that chicken. You know what I mean? Right. But when you start talking about, them cloning, and then they're feeding all these hormones and antibiotics and all this stuff, and
from meteor chickens and all that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
But when we talk about what we can do, I'm going to make a shameless plug. There's a nonprofit called Teens for Food Justice. And there's a lot of nonprofits that have similar models, but they have hydroponic farms in schools. And so what that means is that the farm doesn't need soil. It's just water-based vegetables. So they can grow collard greens and kale and a lot of leafy greens vertically in school classrooms. Maybe a room isn't being used. The kids learn how to grow and farm, and then they take that produce and put it into the cafeteria and the school lunches. So now you're like eating what you grew. And then they also teach them small business entrepreneurship sort of skills, because then they sell it for $7 for a food box in the local neighborhoods, and they're normally always kind of hood adjacent. Right. So
so they grow it.
They grow it in the schools without soil.
But how?
Because some plants only need water to grow.
Okay.
Just the plant and
like
the water.
bamboo. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So there are plants that don't need the soil, right? And then they have lights.
What's the reason why is soil bad?
It's just it's you can't grow vertically, right?
Yeah.
And so if you want to get the most return, and then there are certain things that you can't grow, like strawberries, right? Like that need soil, So, but I think getting creative with our spaces and creating more green spaces and teaching our kids while they're young. These kids went out and surveyed all their bodegas in the neighborhood to see how many of them had fresh produce. They came back and reported it, and then went to a city council hearing and testified.
What?
And so, I think it's about like what we can do. Like there are things we can do to break the cycle right now and not just be disempowered all the time,
Hey guys, it's Maxine here with a special message for our listeners. I want to thank you for listening to Politricks Podcast and wanted to share an exciting offer to entrepreneurs and supporters. We are now offering businesses the opportunity to be advertised on our show during this mid-roll. If you're interested, please email hello@politrickspodcast.com. We are also taking support from our listeners through the Anchor app. Just click the Support This Podcast button and you can give whatever you want. The funding is helpful to increase our production so we can add video and start marketing and advertising for our podcast. We appreciate you and please continue to listen to the show.
What I was trying to say earlier to you guys, and you guys might not have been paying attention to, is that, like I said, like it's easier said than done, because when you grow up and the bodega is where you get all your resources. That's where all your stuff is sent to you, where you go to the supermarket and you get, all your box products, all your canned goods, and, you're not getting any fresh produce. Maybe you'll get bananas, maybe.
Right.
But, bananas becomes...
They got their own issues.
Yeah. You have it for a day and it becomes already and it starts to ripe very fast. So people are like, I'm not spending money on that, And what kid really wants vegetables, right? When they're young, it's hard, especially urban kids. Like, I don't know if it's something that we're just not socialized to pay attention to, but, you notice that, like, a lot of, I don't know how to kind of, I feel like there is, with people of color, we enjoy fast food. We like some fried chicken. We like, we like food on the go because we gotta go, right? It's really why it makes sense. It's cheap food. It's not expensive. Now, white people, they're able to get, higher quality foods because they can spend the money, When you want to eat healthy, unfortunately, it becomes expensive. When you walk into Whole Foods, it's kind of overwhelming for a person that like is from the hood. It's like, I don't even know what to get here. I also feel like I shouldn't be in this place. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, if I live in the hood and I have to take 4 trains to get to a Whole Foods to go grocery shopping, it's like, what's the point?
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with culture, man. Like, when I talk to blacks, people, my whatever term, African community, whatever. I thought to my people about what's going on when it comes to food, man. And you start talking about healthy food, they look at you like you're nuts. And it's like, I grew up on fast food. The reason when I got my first reality check about fast food and what it does is when I lost my mom at 20 years old from colon cancer. And, they were pumping fluid out of her stomach when I'm going to see her and all this stuff. I'm seeing it. And I'm like, man. And she was, a big fast food eater. And that was like, first time I said, well, what's going on with this? And when I looked into it, I was like, man, this is some crazy stuff going on. But it was the norm growing up because everybody was doing it. When I go to like my white friend's house and they're in the suburbs, whatever, I go hang out with them, have dinner with them. I'd mention McDonald's. He'd look at me like I just like cussed them out or something. They're like, how dare you? And I'm like, what's the? And they're like, no, we're going to have a home cooked meal. And we're going to have our vegetables. We're going to have our greens. We're going to have this. So I saw how they were so adamant. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy who eats everything. So when I was over there, I would shout down the broccoli, kill it. And they're like, yeah, I wish my kids would eat like this. Like, you like this stuff. I'm like, yeah. So now that I'm older, it's a blessing that God gave me to have that ability to eat anything pretty much like that. So I'm eating healthier now that I'm older. But I see the difference when it came to the cultures where when I'm with my family, it's fried chicken. It's, you know, of course, all day. But when I'm in the white community, it's like, no, we gotta watch what you eat.
Right.
So we need to start raising and starting at a young age.
Certain white communities.
White communities. Yeah, you're a trailer park. You ain't getting in a trailer park.
Right.
You know,
But what about the
in
fact?
the South.
But what about in the South? But we can't forget that black people ate like chitlins and bad food because that's what they were given. Like if you traditionally understand how soul food is like the scraps, it's not like the best
like
food.
bones and all that.
I don't
stuff,
think soul
chicken
food.
bones.
Listen, I'm Southern through and through. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up. My grandparents in South Carolina and New Orleans, so my
snap.
grandmother could throw down.
Right.
But I don't. Right. And there is an issue. You make green beans and you cook all the nutrients out of them. Right.
And the bacon and the right?
seasoning on
You
there.
know, you're making collards and you put a pork shoulder in there. So, you know, all that good stuff. But I do think they didn't have all the diseases too because fast food, she was cooking every night. You weren't going out to get Chipotle and Wendy's and Burger King and McDonald's. The options of fast food are just so massive that like it makes you kind of lazy, you know? And I still think it's better to have a piece of fried chicken, you know, some rice and some overcooked green beans than, you know, a Big Mac. And so I just think like we've also lost some of the ability to be at home and like cooking for our families, and that has led to other things too.
To me, it's still all crazy, man, because once you start cooking the stuff, frying the stuff, it's still bad for you at the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day, you're not going to win this game. You know, it's a game. You're not going to win.
You're going to die.
We all gonna die.
You could be a
We all going to die.
Let me get into the next topic, guys. So, how do you think being a vegan is a better option for Black and Latino people? What do you guys? Well, what do you think, Juss? Why do you think?
Juss.
It's to me, I went vegan because it was a personal thing. Everyone's body's different. I think people of color do strive when you remove the blood, the starch, the alcohol from you.
As we all take a sip.
No, I mean, no, I'm not even trying to come.
No, it's fine.
No, I just,
Nothing
I
can get
personally
between
feel
me and
like
this
that.
drink. No.
What's up, man? You don't drink alcohol at all?
I stopped New Year's.
New Year's last year? Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
congrats.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
what's
Yeah.
up, man.
Big.
It didn't go right. You know, vegan, being drunk.
Right.
And then I read
And
it.
plant-based vegan.
Yeah.
So that's like another step.
So then do you eat the Impossible meats and Beyond Meat?
Yeah, like I go by like an 80-20 kind of rule. You know, 80% plant-based, 20% is when I want to go do a little soy or something, you know, something different. But
Because that would be my question to you too, is like, how safe, because I went pescatarian for 2 years. I actually don't eat red meat because I don't have the enzymes to break it down. And I was getting very sick and it was red meat. I love it, but I just can't eat it. So,
Some people
but
are
that's your
allergic.
answer.
Yeah, that's the answer.
That's pretty as
got
simple
rid
as
of
it
it.
get. Yeah.
No more pain.
If your body can't handle it, I'm sorry, I'm joke.
Yeah.
Your body can't handle it. If you get a stomach ache,
Yeah.
it's not for you.
It's not for you.
Your body's literally just
It's
that
telling you
simple.
what
But
it
is
is.
And it starts at the
soy,
gut.
like, what impact does soy and some of the alternative meats have on you? That's what I've been curious about.
Soy isn't good for you either,
Yeah.
right? Soy-
Yeah, soy is another one. Tofu and all that. I mean, you know, they're not it's not the best for you. But to me, I rather that than an animal being killed, and then because it's not about the antibiotics and all that. It's the spiritual side of it. You know, the cow could have been angry, and you kill the cow, and then you eat that cow, and then out of nowhere you just angry at your spouse or your kids,
especially when you butcher in a certain way.
or you're sad. You know, or you're sad. You know what I mean? It's deep. You know, but it's What's that? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's our.
Oh, my
It's
bad. We got to get into another question.
no, but it's no. But
No, that's what hunters say.
no.
Hunters use that reason to say that's why what we do is better than butchering, because when we hunt an animal, it doesn't see it coming. So
Yeah.
So but I'm not saying I'm not a hunter.
Listen, man, there's people there are people that African tribes that were meat hunters. You know,
absolutely.
and they use every piece of the meat.
Yeah.
and they pray. They love them. They were like thank. Like
But it's
Indians
also
too,
like
would say,
right
thank you for,
there. It's not like there's nothing pumped into it. It's like everything
like
is
I
like
said,
you said Johnny's chicken. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to know where it comes from.
Yeah.
You know?
But so you said that it's a personal thing why you decided to become vegan, but what are for people of color, why do you think it's something that we should do?
I think it just, for me, it cleared my mind. You know, it just made me feel better. You know, it just took me to another level, and I wanted to research now, you know, and learn new things. And now walking into these supermarkets, I know more or less what to get. You know what I mean? And you just understand that it's like you're woke, I guess is what they call it. You know, like
truly woke.
Right.
Yeah, you know, because before I was chilling, you know, and for me the personal thing was losing weight. That's probably pretty much everyone's reason why they go vegan first, right? And then I looked up Dr. Sabi, and then you know,
Dr. Sabi, rest in peace.
Yeah, then you get into Dr. Africa. You know, that's level 2.
Ooh, okay.
And then,
I don't know about that level yet. I gotta look into that.
So look into that, Dr. Africa. Yeah, spelled with a K.
Okay. So a vegan, this is the next topic. A vegan myth is that it's expensive being vegan. How can low-income families live a plant-based vegan lifestyle without means to pay for healthy groceries or patron in vegan restaurants?
I just have one thing to add to that. Like, being pescatarian did show me how to shop, because I was working for city government, so I was not making anything. But I would make tacos, but it would be like black beans with purple cabbage and like collards on top, you know, and it wasn't meat and it was cheap. And I could like buy those products and eat that for a couple of days. And so I don't necessarily know like if it's more expensive or if it's the stores we were going to, because I was going to Bravo, you know? Like,
when you said Bravo, my sister, that was a grocery store across the street. We eat healthy all the time. I thought that was healthy eating. I thought I was like, oh, this is like a healthy spot here.
Yeah.
So when they said that,
I think it's about choices sometimes.
And you got to look at who they're getting their stuff from. That's what you got to look at.
I mean, that's next level. Can we just get vegan first?
Take us
you go Dr. Africa mode.
You want me to find the barcode and source it out for you.
But you don't know that if you eat it, but who's the man that sent it?
But that's see, this is where we got to break that, you know. All of us should want to know that and not be like, come on now, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm talking. Now, there's a farm because that was in our neighborhood that everybody would go to, man. Like everybody from you could be, you know, counties away, and you go to because it was a farm. You're like, yo, you could see everybody knew. So I saw the importance of a farm just from like living in that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So do you think it is more expensive, or do you think it's?
No, I don't think it's more expensive. I think it can be the same. I think when you start getting the Impossible burgers and like the Beyond, when you start getting the processed vegan stuff, obviously it's going to be expensive. But if you stick to the whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and all that, you're going to be fine. And on top of that, you're going to get all the nutrients that you need, so you won't need to eat as much. You know, when you eat bad food, you're going to be hungry in 2 hours because you psyched your body out. Like, okay, you fed me, but you didn't give me anything. You gave me chicken wings and French fries. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? So...
But so what do you think about like these restaurants, these fast food restaurants like Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, Carl's Jr.?
I don't trust them.
They White Castle.
Yeah, White Castle.
White Castle. Oh no, White Castle. That are like
words there.
Yeah, that are like now experimenting with like Impossible Burger and Beyond Burger. Actually, just yesterday I just read something that Burger King actually is they're getting sued because
that was quick.
Yeah, because they're cooking the Beyond Meats on
on a grill
on
with
a grill.
meat,
Oh,
where meats are cooked.
where meats are cooked. So people in the people were saying, "Oh, that's why it tastes so good." It's like, no, that defeats the whole purpose. So vegans are like started a class action.
This is old bad. I mean,
so what do you think about that?
I feel those are for vegetarians because one, the mayonnaise is not vegan. The cheese is not vegan. And
what? No. So you mean to tell me they have a vegan burger, but everything around it is not the bread, everything?
You think they're going to have vegan cheese? They're going to pay for vegan cheese and all that?
So what's the point?
It's like I said, it's for people that just don't want to have meat, I guess. You know?
To try. Oh, my God.
I think it's good. It's like a gateway maybe to being a vegan. You know what I mean? That's why I look at the positivity of it. Like maybe you're like, you're eating crazy food every single day. You go to Burger King, like, let me try this out. And you try it out, and you're like, oh, this ain't too bad. And then you go further steps from there. I think that's a good way of using what they're doing. But if you stick to that, like, hey, I'm a vegan now, like, nah, man.
Nah. I wouldn't even trust it anyway from them. You know what I mean? Like,
have you ever had any of those?
Nah.
None of those?
Nah, I would never do that.
He probably upset stomach for like a week.
Oh, man. Like,
right. Because your body now, it's like, it's a temple. You can't even, you can't, like, if you had something bad, like, what's the worst thing? You can, only thing is you've had is French fries, right?
Nah, I mean, one time I was in Dubai and me and Sherry, my girlfriend, we had ordered some bread and we didn't know that the bread had milk in it. It was one of those, you know what I mean?
Wow, like didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Did it make your stomach hurt or anything?
No, it didn't make my stomach hurt. But just the fact,
stay away.
Yeah, I was just like, damn, like.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like you just don't. It's like just no longer part of your lifestyle. That's how you see it.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's interesting. So, one more. We have time for one more topic. So with the climate change being at the forefront of the 2020 policies, would the environment benefit from more Americans taking on a vegan lifestyle and becoming vegan? Actually, we have Thanksgiving.
The environment, would it benefit from it? No, I don't think so. Because you being a vegan doesn't necessarily help the environment. You're going to overpopulate the farms. The vegan is still vegan drug dealers. Like, you could be vegan, but you gotta get your spirit right. It's vegan, but you still selling poison. You still messing up the environment. You know what I mean? So, being a vegan, being plant-based, it can help. Like, there was an article I read in Finland in 1986. They had banned this chemical spray that they used for their produce and stuff like that.
Pesticide?
Yeah. So they banned it because they noticed that their country was being sick. Their people were being sick. So when they stopped that, there was a 90% increase in the people's health. Like, they were healthy after doing that.
So you see this?
We continued it.
We have mad pests. Every time I have pesticides, like I'm allergic to it.
Monsanto.
Like I can't even. I can't. I sneeze. It makes my mouth itch. I don't even. I can't have it. I have to have organic fruits. I cannot have anything sprayed.
If you can look up Monsanto.
Monsanto. Okay.
Yeah,
what is that? What is it?
They run pretty much our food supply, everything, our produce. They spray all the chemicals.
That's the company.
Glyphosate is what they spray on. Is what we use for our weeds and roots for the. So farmers So little quick, Monsanto was started. I forgot the name of the guy, but it was started by like a drug company, Bayer. So they own Bayer, they own Nestle, they own Coca-Cola, they own McDonald's, they own all these Kellogg's, General Mills, and pretty much they started to create a sativa, like a sweetener, which was introduced in Europe. It's like Sweet and Low. All the sweeteners, and in the 90s they brought it here in Starbucks, and it was like a whole monopoly. So that was the point
it's
of
like
Monsanto.
with Diet Coke has a lot of
that. That's Monsanto.
Man, I heard about this. We're getting there.
Yeah, but let's not get into that. But if anyone wants to look it up, look up Monsanto. And that's
definitely DuckDuckGo that, not Google. DuckDuckGo it.
Well, it is a lot. I mean, I think with the reason why I think it's interesting to have a vegan episode is I think that the more and more we become woke, we also have to become woke like physically? I know you talk about
Body being a temple.
Yeah, and but you also say that you do like intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent still.
Yeah, you do it. You're still doing it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start it. And I started on Monday, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just commit to that. Like, start there.
Yeah.
Just stop eating at 9. That's it. 9 o'clock is the
It
last.
worked. I ate at 1
From
p.m.
12 to
today.
9.
1 p.m. I ate my first meal at 1 today.
And when do you stop?
I got 8 hours. So 9 p.m. So 8 hours a day.
Okay.
And I
You do it
noticed
every
a
day?
huge difference. Oh, every day.
Nice,
I've been doing
nice.
it now for about past 3 months.
I haven't done it in a while, but that's what I started doing.
Bro, it took. I never saw my blood pressure drop just by the food. Like,
Yeah.
when I started doing that, my blood pressure just changed just by because I was eating that way.
Yeah, because we're addicted, man. All of us are addicted to food. Man.
Oh, my God.
It's in the movie theaters. It's on the plane. It's in. Food is everywhere.
Yeah, I'm noticing. You notice now when intermittent fast, you get your 8 hours. So when it's like after a time frame, I see like food's everywhere. Food's like, hey man, there's a fourth meal, man. 1 o'clock in the morning, man. They come, let's go here. I'm like, dog, I'm trying to not do that right now, man.
Give your body some rest.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed, man, and I notice when I do that, my body lets me know for one, and two, when I'm doing my 8 hours, man, I see, not to go into too much definition, but when you go to the bathroom, I notice that it happens all the way up to when I eat 1 p.m. I'm still going to the bathroom. I'm like, man, if I was eating breakfast,
you gotta give your body some time.
Yeah, I'm letting my body go through its whole process. So I like it, man. And
I've done the most I've done is longest I've done is 2 days.
Wow.
2 day fast. Yeah.
Oh, fasting.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say intermittent fasting.
I did 2 days.
I'm working my way up to fast. I work for Jewish companies, so they do their fast. I see them fast all the time for their religious purposes. So interesting me. I'm like, I might want to try that out.
I feel like all this stuff is important because it's like, this is like I think what's his name? He passed away from the Apple CEO.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Mm-hmm. He said eat food as medicine, or you'll be eating medicine as food.
There you go.
Yeah.
Forks Over Knives is a great documentary that talks a lot about that.
Yeah. And when he said that, because he also said, he died of pancreatic cancer. And you think about it, you're like, whoa. Like all these illnesses that are coming now, it's just everybody I see, like
it's
people
just
that
from the food.
I really starting to think that it's the food.
It is.
Oh,
it is. And that's Monsanto. I'm going to throw that in there again. They'll give you the candy, and you have to pay for the toothbrush, and then the toothpaste, So
fluoride toothpaste.
Well, not,
wait, I don't get that. That's a saying.
Yeah, it's a saying. Like,
but what do you mean?
The candy, the food is the bait, and then you get sick, and you got to go buy some medicine. And then if that doesn't work, I go to the doctor.
And that's what I'm saying is the medicine sometimes.
And they own the whole drug.
And that's the thing. So even when you go to that's why I say the toothpaste. Like you run to your toothpaste, but you're getting fluoride in toothpaste.
Well,
so
that too, yeah.
That's why. So when
and you get
run
fluoride in the water. Where's your filters at? It's a
particular
lot.
filters, not just the regular Brita filters, because Brita could be, you know what I mean? So it's really, and I'm like when I started eating healthy myself, my sister's a vegetarian for years now. So my mom died from colon cancer. I've always been kind of looking after that, like what is going on here. So
do you think you could ever become vegan, Chris?
Oh man, it would be very, because I love food. I could eat anything. You can give me like I always say if I met a woman who was a vegan and she can throw down, I'll be a vegan tomorrow.
Oh, so for you, it doesn't matter what you eat. It's just you like to eat.
I had good vegan food. People who can cook vegan food, they cook it in a way. I'm like, this tastes good, and I'll eat this until I'm full, and I'm good. And I'm like, I don't eat fried chicken. I need my fried chicken. I need my. Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm like, if it's good, it's all about if it's there and it's good. And me, I'm not a cook. I'm not the best cooker in the world. So it's like I get points. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go down to the corner store real quick and just knock it out. But if I could, if I could cook, or I met someone who was somebody who cooked every day, I'll go with it, man. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a whole new portal, man, when you start finding all these restaurants and foods and stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I mean, I think at some point in life, I want to 100% eat healthy, right? Eat green, I don't know, like meat right now, I don't eat. Like I notice, I'm like, oh man, I haven't had like steak, I don't eat pork, I don't eat any of that stuff.
I barely
chicken, and even chicken sometimes I'm like, I don't even want chicken. Like I don't want it, you know?
Chicken is the most I eat of all the meats, and I eat a lot of seafood, like fish and chicken.
And I hate shrimp now because it's like the bottom feeder, so it it scares me.
I grew up in a Christian church, I know.
You said that, yeah. So it's just like, well, what else is there left? I love crab legs.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I like, but
They're
I just
bottom feeder,
They're
too.
the bottom
I
there.
can't
They're
even
the bottom.
eat, but I can't even eat that much. Yeah, they're the
Lobster too.
Lobster.
Lobsters too. Yep. I didn't eat lobster growing up. I didn't eat crab. I didn't eat shrimp. I eat
So
pork.
any of those like
Bottom feeders.
shellfish.
Shell, the shell ones.
They're all the bottom feeders. Yeah. So anything is, but what about flounder? They say that's bad. Flounder,
catfish,
tilapia, catfish.
Because they eat anything.
Man, I just don't bother them. They chilling.
yeah, on another level, right? On another
like,
way
damn,
of
why
looking
we
at it.
have-
Like,
But then again, you think about like from the olden days, right? So people always used to fish, and Jesus fished, and
Yeah, like,
provided it.
Like in the Bible, yeah, it does say, fins, fish with fins, but
Right.
it does say not to eat the bottom feeder.
yeah,
you
they're
know?
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bible even with the
We're not supposed to eat it.
Because remember, the Israelites were complaining in the desert so much because Moses was giving them food, but it was like plant-based, vegetable. They were like, "Man, can we have meat?" And he's like, "So God is like, all right, well, this is what we can eat. If you want meat so bad, meat-wise, eat this only. Don't
Fish.
eat none." Yeah, fish, of course.
But
yeah.
he didn't talk about chicken, right? In the Bible, it doesn't say anything about chicken or steak or like beef.
And not to be honest with you, I got to look into that.
I don't see that. So it's just literally fit.
Yeah,
So
they tell
technically,
you, they tell you do
pescatarian.
not eat this, and I know that. So if so other than that, people kind of like, all right, you didn't say this, so I'm going to eat this. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Oh my God, so we're really not supposed to have lobster or crabs.
But yeah. Well, he was telling you with the Israelites, he was showing them like he wanted them just to eat fruits and vegetables, Adam and Eve, fruits and vegetables. But then when the Israelites complained, when Adam and Eve sinned, then
When the flood happened.
then meats got involved. So it's like,
so
but
interesting.
our teeth are, even science will say our teeth are flat teeth, so we're made to eat fruits and vegetables, not meat. And so God created us to be like His image, and so.
Yeah.
Well, why do we have sharp teeth then? Like, because we have sharp teeth, though. We can chew through meat. We can chew through it when it's cooked. Because a lot of the stuff that they say...
When it's cooked.
Exactly. I mean, you're not going to eat a raw... Like, back in the day, cavemen
that's what I was saying,
raw
like-
meat, and that's why they were dying. But now they realize, oh, wait, you have to put it on in fire. And then when you put it in fire, it's actually edible.
Yeah, but God gave us stuff to eat without doing nothing. Just eat it.
Yeah, and
Like,
there's
just grab it and eat it.
he gave us fruits, vegetables, like all that is like him, like I don't know about the chickens and the pigs and all that stuff, like
Pork and
the cows.
Pork,
Like I don't know about a cow. I don't know how long a black and white cow's been on this planet. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I know cattle and all that stuff, like, but they're hybrid from them, you know what I mean? So it's like,
good point.
I don't know.
What? A hybrid of what?
Of a cattle.
Original cattle. You see, because pre-flood and after flood is like two. Because and people
8,000 years. It's been about 6,000, 8,000 years that cows have been around. Come on, guys. You're telling me that you think that this could be a hybrid of another animal?
Yeah,
What?
it can be. I don't listen. I don't put nothing past.
But they provide milk. That's a source that
But see, milk is a
children.
myth too. We don't need no milk.
babies.
Not from no cow, or not from no goat, or not from
a
no.
mother when you're born.
And we're not
That's it.
cows. Like
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the end of the day, and we get no nutritional value from it. You know?
I mean, you think about all these people who get sick from milk, man. There's a lot of people
yeah,
who
that
get sick
dairy
from milk.
stuff, man, is so bad, man. Like I'll get mucus. I have milk and cookies, and I have
Oh man.
mucus, or I'm feeling bloated. It's the milk. It's the pus.
Right.
You
Because
know?
when they're milking the cow, you get the pus and the milk. And
Yeah,
if the
even
cow's sick, you
cheese.
get a lot more pus.
Cheese is the same. Cheese is dried up pus.
I love cheese, man. That's how they
Damn,
be.
he just
Yeah,
messed
I grew
it
up in
up.
Germany, man. That's why, as I say, they had the good cheese there, man.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
But so wait,
That's the struggle because of veganism. I was like, yeah,
pizza.
I could do that.
Get
And
a
then when
freaking
somebody said to me,
pizza.
I was like, yeah, we can just get pizza. They're like, you can't eat pizza. I'm like, why can't I eat pizza?
There's
They're
no
like,
meat
'cause
on
of
this.
cheese. I'm like, I can't eat cheese. And that's
Yeah.
like, that was the one thing I was like,
Yeah.
man, that might be a little.
because
that-
cheese is the one that has that casein in it.
Has a what?
That has a chemical in it, and it's like
I mean, cheese is really cheese.
it's a like an addiction. It's
yeah, they-
just enough. It's like just enough. It's not. It's equivalent to like morphine and all that stuff, but
Wow.
it's not to that extent. It's just enough to want you
Yeah,
to
to
put
come
extra
back for seconds.
cheese and finish a
Little
whole
more
cheese
Parmesan,
platter.
you know?
Yeah. I used to go through cheese platters, man, like and blocks of cheese. I used to go to Trader Joe's. I buy brie cheese, crackers, I'll be in the living room watching Sports Center
all day long.
And I realized I got a little piece left, and I just went to Trader Joe's today. I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, I was saying to myself, I was like, I had an omelet and I had spinach and I put some cheddar on it. And I was like, Kay, why did you put cheddar on this? You could have just had it with. You were so close. Like it's just so hard. Yeah. So eggs too, we can't have, right? As a vegan, vegans can't have eggs.
Yeah.
What's the problem with eggs?
They're baby chickens.
They're baby chickens.
At the end of the day, you want to eat baby chickens?
Is it really a baby chicken?
Mm-hmm. Dead baby chicken.
It is.
There's a lot of cholesterol.
It's like
that's why I have an issue with what is sunny side up. I can't eat that because I'm like, it's two baby chicken
egg. Yeah. You know, it's like I look at it like as simple as that. It's an egg. It's from a chicken. It's a baby chicken. It's a dead baby chicken. Sometimes it's blood. You get one of those that have the blood in it. You know, y'all got one of those.
How do you know when it's blood in it?
You'll see it. You'll see it. It'll be on the yolk, or just it'll be red. It'll be red. So that means like they were about to be formed, and it was a wrap. Yeah. Then you got brown eggs and white eggs. Like that's a whole other thing. Like why are there two different colors? Like it's just too much, man. Like I just rather not get no eggs. I'm good without them. I've been living without them. I'm good.
What? All right. Okay, guys. On a lighter note, in honor of Thanksgiving, what are good vegan dishes, alternatives we can do instead of the traditional Thanksgiving?
You can get a big soy turkey. No, I don't know. This year, I'm gonna make lasagna, a vegetable lasagna.
Okay.
I'm gonna make one with the Beyond Meat too.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a vegan mac and cheese. Collard greens, sweet potato. You know, you can make all that stuff. It's not.
Sweet potato, no marshmallows.
Yeah, I don't put marshmallows anyway.
Okay.
And the butter just has to be vegan butter.
Yeah. I use vegan butter regardless.
Yeah, and that's it's not you don't really change things around unless you start using the dairy and the eggs and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna bake. I have a lot of recipes. Like I have a blueberry spelt cake, with lemon. I'll make that. Pies and all that stuff. So
I say if I cook, I'll be vegan.
Yeah, no, there's way.
That's not too bad, man.
I'll show you. I have a vegan page and I cook and I go to restaurants and so I'll
follow. What's your shout out your Instagram, your vegan Instagram?
Juss Vegan, JUSS Vegan.
Yeah, so he has like all the vegan options there. So I mean, honestly, I might try to do I was gonna do something. I was gonna do Brussels sprouts, but then I always put like pancetta in it. But it's not good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it without it this time. Like the side dishes are usually kind of considered vegan side dishes. Mm-hmm. Oh no, the mac and cheese isn't. It's hard, man. It's like
it's hard. Like I said, it has to be you. You have to wake up and be like, all right.
My sister became vegetarian because she was doing weight issues for her youth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
she was what? Say it again.
Weight issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so she became vegetarian. So that I sold a shift with that, and now she's got to make another shift to become vegan. So she's there, she's working at it, but it's a process, man.
Yeah.
It definitely is. But I see the advantages of just intermittent fasting and just eating healthier. So I'm like, if there's levels to this, then I don't mind hitting them.
There's so many levels to it, man. Even me, I'm here. I learn every day. You know what I mean? So. But there's levels, raw vegan, that's a whole other level.
Yo, oh my God.
I'm not there, I'll be first to admit that. You haven't
quite yet, right?
I ain't get there.
Oh, man. Well, all right, we're going to end right here. This is thank you, Juss, for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Good information, brother. This is good info.
Yeah, it's just politics as usual. Thank you all for listening. Politricks Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit subscribe, leave us a comment. Let us know what topics you want to hear us talk about next. Also, thank you to Norah. Norah had to run, so she actually has a gig today, so right before Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone listening. I hope you decide. For those who are on the fence, this episode I thought it was important for us because if we're talking about people of color and Black issues and political, socio-political topics, I think that veganism is another topic that a lot of people of color, need to consider, as they make the proper stages in their lives to having a more healthy lifestyle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm Kerstyn J on Instagram.
Juss NYC on Instagram.
And your other Instagram too.
And Just Vegan.
Chris Wright in NY.
Yes. All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy.
Enjoy your holidays.
All right, y'all.
Bye-bye.
I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say.